the titanic, terrifying battle between the most terrifying monsters within our community come together for one giant clash. The following announcement has been paid for by Monsters with Attitude.
We are your podcast's favorite podcast, living off of one phrase, 3 words. Embrace the attitude.
All aboard! What's up, Kaiju family? This guy Little Chain 1090, Sorensen Station today with another Monsters with Attitude review. And today we're going to be talking about probably one of the most controversial releases that we got this year. Today we're going to be talking about the X Plus 30cm 1998 Godzilla, or if you want to say Zilla, however you want to call this bad boy, it is what it is. So I guess we find out. But we're going to be talking about this bad boy today because I know that a lot of people have been really excited about this release. Because I know that even though for so many years we did talk bad about this version of Godzilla, I mean, we've grown to love it, honestly. It's been a cult classic as we see the older we get. And I know there are also a few people who do hate this version of Godzilla. But guess what? I'm not one of them. So I am really excited to be able to talk to you about this guy today. But of course, real quick, I do a little bit of housekeeping for the channel before we get started on the actual review. So of course, make sure to go to tclubby.com/monster with attitude to give your swag a little bit of attitude. Go get everything that you need as far as Monster with Attitude goes, as far as shirts, cups, sweatpants, socks, anything that you can think of that has the Monster with Attitude logo on it. Just make sure to get that in your collection. As well as speaking of your collection, make sure to go to www.super7.com/monster with attitude 2024 to get your 10% discount at super7.com. With so many releases that we talked about yesterday, you definitely want to make sure that you save yourself a little bit of money. So make sure you go do that at Super 7. And let me go check on the chat real quick. For some reason, I don't know why, but Alex wants me to do 20 push-ups. Oh, he just did 20 push-ups. I don't. That's good for you, Alex. I don't know why you did 20 push-ups out of a whim, but okay. I listen. I don't judge. I listen. I don't judge. And of course, Nathaniel, he said he loves the colors on the 98 Godzilla. He has the same colors as the adult iguana, dark brown and orange belly. Awesome. I love the 98. Great job, Nathaniel. I'm definitely glad you do enjoy this figure. And then, of course, we have my boy Andrew here in the chat talking about what up, fools. Well, it's just me solo today because, of course, all the boys just got back from G-Fest, so they're all kind of decompressing after the weekend, which I definitely understand that. So I'm holding it down by myself because Samson decided that he wanted to have this electricity go out right before the show. So I was like, oh, well, okay, then I guess I'm going solo. But that's all right. I can definitely hold it down for us and talk about this incredible release. As well as we do have a big toad with a big bug. Hello, welcome to the show. And Alice, if you just saw what I said, you know where everybody is at. Frank, Ohio, what's up, brother? All right. So, of course, I know how to do. If you've been on my channel, y'all know I've been doing YouTube for a while now, and I've been doing reviews for a while. But I'm bringing them here to Monsters with Attitude for just to add a little bit more attitude to those reviews. So, first things first, we're going to be talking about the box that's non-existent because I had to do an Excel of all my boxes. But I do want to kind of hang these up around my house. This is a little project that I'm working on. So sooner rather than later, y'all will be able to see all these guys hung up all around my house whenever I get the opportunity to do so. So first, we're talking about this beautiful artwork. Y'all know as far as boxes go, I love the color print on these. Has a beautiful, wonderful silhouette of Godzilla on the actual box. Back to the figure. This thing looks amazing. As well as has the classic Godzilla with the beautiful logo on there as well. Of course, as I mentioned, this is the 30cm figure from X Plus. And let's go and get into the figure. I was gonna do it up close and personal, but since Samson's not here, he doesn't have the video that I made for this review. So I'm gonna be doing up close and personal myself with this version of Godzilla. So here he is, the 1998 Godzilla. As you see, this thing does look absolutely phenomenal. The thing that really surprised me about this figure is the colors on it, because my goodness, this thing has a lot of incredible colors on here. As you can see, it has a nice little variation of colors. And I mean, of course, I know 1998 Godzilla, he was in the rain most of the time. So I didn't really get a good, really deep look at him and how he actually looked without rain or water or him being in a cave somewhere. We had a lot of times where he was unable to be seen as far as colors go. But as y'all see here, he does have a lot of unique and wonderful colors to him. They look absolutely ferocious. And then, of course, we have the eyes, the lovely eyes. That is very, very important for these X Plus figures because without having amazing eyes, I mean, what's the point of the figure, honestly? Eyes make the figure. I don't care what nobody says. Eyes definitely make the figure when it comes to these X Plus figures. And again, see a little bit more detail here with this version of Godzilla. You can kind of see under the underbelly of him looking pretty awesome here. Breath necessarily, but you know what? Again, we'll make do with what we got. But again, this is still an incredible figure and does have some amazing and marvelous details. And man, oh man, am I very impressed with what X Plus did with this version of Godzilla. And I mean, if y'all been collecting X Plus for a while, the thought that we even would get a Zilla is outstanding. And we have so many different Zillas coming out right now. Of course, X Plus, Spiral Studios, Omega Beast. We have so many, and even Bandai has released two different versions of this version of Godzilla. So I mean, as I mentioned earlier, Zilla's making a comeback. A lot of people are starting to really love this version of Godzilla, and rightfully so. Because I mean, again, when I was a kid growing up, I wasn't a huge fan of it either. It wasn't my Godzilla. But again, the older I've gotten and the more wiser I've gotten over the years, I've actually really come to love and appreciate this version of Godzilla because this is a pretty cool version of Godzilla. And of course, I know I do have a couple size comparisons that I'll do right now as well. So, of course, first off, we'll have it with the Godzilla Junior. Have these two guys based off since this is the last Japan Godzilla movie that came out before this guy. Of course, you know, as you see, the colors are vastly different. But I mean, again, on both sets of figures, they do pop really well, honestly. Oh, see, and of course, as you see, what you was able to kind of see how short this guy is. But I mean, let me see if I can get a little bit closer so I can kind of see how short he is actually. There we go. All right. So as you see, this version of Zilla is pretty small. Which I mean, again, he is the teeny tiny iguana version of Godzilla. So I mean, he is pretty small as far as the innovation of Godzilla. If I remember correctly, he's only 40 centimeters, give or take. But again, it's actually okay that he is a little bit smaller, and that actually is pretty accurate with how this version of Godzilla is supposed to be. All right, so next up, I'm gonna show off the answer to this version of Godzilla coming out. We have Godzilla 2000, and as you see, Godzilla 2000 is towering over Zilla pretty massively, actually. 'Cause, I mean, just look at him. Just look at him. He looks absolutely dwarfing this version of Godzilla. Which again, Godzilla should because he is a lot bigger than Zilla. Because Zilla isn't very big as far as kaiju goes. So it is believable that these two would match up like this. But again, they do look kind of cool together. But of course, not the main event. Not quite the main event because the main event, guys, is what we all was hooting and hollering over when we first seen Final Wars back in 2004, and that's going to be the Final Wars Godzilla. And man, oh man, is this just about perfect. Now, granted, is this the right version of Godzilla? No, not necessarily. But I mean, it's pretty size accurate to what Zilla looked like to Godzilla in Final Wars, honestly. So I'm really happy with this matchup here with these two guys going up against each other. Um, I wish we would have got more of a fight of this in Final Wars due to the fact that in the comic book series they actually did fight quite often. There's actually a lot more contested fight between the two, honestly. So I really wish that we would have got that in Final Wars as well. But I mean, we know what happened. We know what happened in Final Wars. This Godzilla got manhandled, and it was quite hilarious, actually. But that's all I got for this review. They see a couple of questions in the chat. Oscar asks, "How does it scale with MonsterVerse?" So, Oscar, that's a good question. And really, the only MonsterVerse I have is the 2014 Godzilla currently, and y'all, you know how big of a figure that is. So that's actually a pretty massive figure. Nathaniel says that he'll take 2,000 off of me for $30. Um, No, Nathaniel, I'm going to tell you no. I'm not going to play around with you. No, I'm not doing that. And then Nathaniel also said, like I said, in the 90s was the first light up his spikes from tail to head before he blew his fire. Yes, that's absolutely true, Nathaniel, because that is what we did get from Godzilla the animated series. Is when again that is the very first time we've seen Godzilla just doom 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 doom, doom and just blow out that atomic breath in the wonderful animated series version of this Godzilla. And see, Andrew, I honestly agree with you also. And that's kind of what made me a lot more of a fan of this version of Godzilla when I was younger, because the animated series was awesome. And seeing how awesome that Godzilla is and how more the form he is to a version of Godzilla that we all know and love. That's honestly the reason why I started loving this guy. And then we watched the movie years later and I was like, you know what? This isn't a bad monster film. This isn't a bad monster film. It can still be enjoyable for everybody if you just watch it and give it a chance. But again, I am very happy that I was able to pick up this figure. This figure does look absolutely phenomenal, and I love having it in my collection. He actually sits right next to the 2004 Godzilla himself, because I guess kind of a well, not really a Final War shelf, but I mean, this is what everybody in the movie this is what everyone in the movie wanted to see was these two go at it, and the most iconic scene in the movie as well. But again, this is a phenomenal release. X Plus has knocked it out of the park with this because again, that is one thing that we did discuss whenever we were talking about this coming out was if they're going to do the eyes correctly. At least in my opinion, I think they did the eyes phenomenal. I do wish that the Rick piece was a little bit different because I didn't get the Rick myself. I got the standard only because it came with just the egg. Which you know what? The egg is incredible and phenomenal. I'm fine with that. But I feel like something else should have been included with it, maybe a boat, maybe a building or something. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking here at this point. But that's all I got for this review, guys. As I mentioned yesterday on Let's Talk Raw, the boys are have returned back home, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing a unboxing haul pretty soon from G Fest. And I do have quite a few things to open myself as far as what I got in my time away and from the last time I did an unboxing. So it is going to be pretty cool to be able to see what everybody got. I'm excited to show you what I got as well. Which Zilla was one of them, so we might see him again in a couple of days, to be honest. But either way, I'm still looking forward to see what everybody got from G Fest and then hearing all the stories and everything as well, because I know the boys had a great time this year. When did that happen, Nathaniel? I need to talk. I need to talk to Eric, Joe, and Jordan. I know Jordan. He had a emergency he had to go take care of right after G Fest. And again, I know Eric and Joe kind of still decompressing from the weekend. But I'll talk. I'm pretty sure I'll talk to them pretty soon here and probably figure out pretty quickly when we're going to be getting that done. And then and then also, yeah, and you are right. They did start with the Devil Road way back when, but I've seen the Devil Road in person. I didn't like it. I mean, I don't really like a lot of Devil Road figures anyways, but that Devil Road, I wasn't a huge fan of it. So I'm not too upset about not having that one. All right, guys. But yeah, stay tuned. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video and the channel, so you can, and also press that notification bell so you can see all the updates on when we're going live. Going live talking about what we went over at G Fest and everything, and our monthly show because this monthly show we need to pick a date for this also. But right now, our monthly show is looking like it's going to. Or our monthly show is going to be the celebration of Ultraman, as Ultraman has its huge anniversary this year. So we definitely be talking about all things Ultraman. I'm really excited to get into that. Even though I haven't seen all of Ultraman, there are some Ultraman properties that I do enjoy also, and the original series is doing pretty well. I do like the original series as well. I just need to finish it. But we have 60 years of Ultraman to dive into, and I'm really excited to do that with the boys. But until then, everybody, of course, make sure to just always, no matter what anyone tells you, everybody's opinions matter, good, bad, or indifferent. And as well as always, one phrase, 3 words, embrace the attitude. Good night, everyone.